Pitching and defense was the story last night as Chris Medlin outdueled Josh Tomlin behind outstanding defense from the defending American League champs. Pitching and defense are two of the biggest keys in the postseason, and the Indians have proven that they are up for the challenge. Danny Salazar will be the tone setter tonight, and the Tribe offense will look to chip away at left-hander Danny Duffy. Next on Sports Time Ohio. Today, throughout Major League Baseball, we celebrate with Roberto Clemente Day. And tonight, from downtown Cleveland on a beautiful evening, it's the Cleveland Indians and the Kansas City Royals in Game 3 of their 4-game series. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Kansas City's colors may be royal blue, but defensively, their gloves were golden last night.
Well, quite a few of them made good plays in last night's ball game. And when you look at it, Ben Zobrist takes a base hit away from Carlos Santana right here. In the same inning, though, here's Urshela. Moustakas makes a nice throw, and it didn't stop. Escobar comes up and makes a nice play, and then Gordon gets into the act. Moustakas again. But the thing of it is, the Indians still had chances, even though they played very good defense. They had opportunity, and they couldn't cash in when they had runners on base.
They had opportunities because of the starting pitching, and Josh Tomlin was outstanding. He went all 9 innings last night. Tonight, Danny Salazar gets the ball for the Tribe, and the Indians have won 7 of his 10 home starts.
Well, Danny's been a little inconsistent lately in his last 4. He's given you 6+, and then he goes down a little to 3 or 4 innings. So we need a big start from Danny Salazar tonight, and hopefully he can do just that. He's 1-1 against Kansas City on the year. He's going to have to locate that fastball, and hopefully that changeup is going to be there. On the season at home, 5-2, 3.25 ERA. Left-hander Danny Duffy going for the Royals. You can see the Indians roughed him up in an inning, 6 hits and 4 earned runs the last time he pitched against them. Another left-hander. It'll be a test for the Indians tonight.
When we come back, Andre Knott will join us to talk about the significance of this Roberto Clemente Day here in Cleveland. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud sponsors of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. And we welcome you into Progressive Field on a beautiful evening as the Indians and Royals go at it once again. Game 3 of a 4-game series. Danny Salazar will go for Cleveland. Danny Duffy going for the Royals. Today is Roberto Clemente Day throughout Major League Baseball, and with more on that, let's go downstairs to Andre Knott.
Yes, it is Roberto Clemente Day, and around baseball it has a meaning to many, and everyone has their own feeling about it. For the Indians, Carlos Carrasco is their nominee, and he's taken this very serious as he's traveled to different schools. He's gone out to Oberlin and talked to people. But also for Indians first base coach Sandy Alomar, it means a lot that Carlos was nominated, but also that we talk about Roberto Clemente.
It means that you have to have good integrity, good sportsmanship, and care for others. Roberto Clemente, he had a huge care for other people, not just on the field, but off the field. So the biggest icon Puerto Rico ever had.
You hear Carlos Carrasco's name is up for nomination. What does that say about what Carlos has done for himself here in Cleveland?
Carlos come a long ways. He has worked very hard to become what he is right now. He's done an outstanding job. Obviously, he's involved in the community. So, for Carlos, coming from Philadelphia, getting in a trade and coming here and growing us one of our youngest stars, he's come a long ways.
Now, Carrasco's done a terrific job, well-deserved honor for him, recognition.
Anytime you're nominated for that award, it is something very special. You named all the award winners in the past, and you're talking about the best names. But not only that, it's what you do in the community where you're playing. You're representing the city that you play for. Your name's on the back, but you know what? It's the city's name that's in front. And if you take care of your city, good things will happen, and you become a part of the community. And Carlos has done that, and he's come a long way in a short period of time, so it's nice to see. So anybody that's represented is a winner in its own right, and they announce the winner at the World Series. So good luck to him, and we hope he gets it.
In the meantime, we're about ready for baseball as the Indians look to continue their climb in the wild card standings. Knocked back a peg last night with the Royals beating the Indians 2-0. What a game Josh Tomlin pitched, went the distance, but the Indians' offense was stymied by Chris Medlin and the KC bullpen.
Well, it was almost like a playoff game. It's how it was played last night. Both pitchers pitched a great game. You're looking at the wild card. Houston was knocked out of first place of the Western Division by the Texas Rangers. So the Rangers have a half-game lead. Houston's the second wild card team, and you can see the numbers behind them. The Indians trail by 5, but right now, the Indians have to go ahead and they've got to win every single game they can. They can't worry about anybody else on that board except themselves.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, look, it's easy to look and say, well, if they do this and so-and-so does that. But at the end of the day, you've got to just continue to win games. Do they have to win them all? It's probably not realistic, but it's going to take a very special finish.
Well, you win today. You win today, and then you think about tomorrow, but they have to win every day that they play right now, the way it looks.
Yeah, Terry Francona can't manage each and every game like it's a playoff game, but the players can certainly play each and every game like it is.
There's no question about it. They have to do that, and they will. They'll leave it all on the field, and they'll give it everything they got. And it's going to start right here with Salazar. So, he's the one that's going to have to hold them in.
Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup he will face for Ned Yost and the Kansas City Royals. Alex Gordon will lead it off, followed by Ben Zobrist, the switch hitter. Then Lorenzo Cain hits third. Eric Hosmer cleanup. Henry Morales batting fifth. Mike Moustakas will hit sixth. Salvador Perez is seventh. Alex Rios batting eighth. And Alcides Escobar will hit ninth.
Tonight's Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher is going to be Danny Salazar. His 27th start this year. He's coming off a start against the Tigers where he had a no decision. He pitched pretty well. 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits. He ended up giving up 3 runs. He left leading 3-1. But there was a no decision in that ballgame. He has made 2 starts against Kansas City. He won the one here. He lost the one in KC and pitched pretty much similar in both ball games. So he's going to go out there and establish the fastball, and hopefully that changeup he has a feel for it. Didn't really have a good feel for it in his last start, but that changeup's an awfully big pitch for him. Let's set the defense behind Salazar tonight. It looks like this. It is brought to you by Ram. In the outfield, it's going to be Brantley in left, Almonte in center, Sands over in right. Aviles at third, Lindor at short, Kipnis is at second, Santana at first with Gomes catching.
Ben May calls the balls and strikes. Chris Guccione is at first. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, will be at second base. Corey Blazer is at third. We are ready to go as Alex Gordon climbs in for KC. Pitch is outside, ball one. Out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gordon homered on the first pitch of the series, part of a 4-hit night. But last night they held him in check. Though he did fly to deep right to start the game. Swung out and missed. He got him with an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, the changeup. Started him off 3 fastballs. Started off 90, 91, 94, and then a changeup. But there's the good change. Right there, you can see how far out front Gordon was.
Keys to the game brought to you by Wayside Furniture. That changeup for Salazar will be important. And if the Indians can get to Duffy, early is better.
Yeah, when Andre has talked to Salazar, he says sometimes he hasn't had that good feel with his off-speed pitches, so he's thrown a lot of fastballs. But tonight, that was a very good changeup, his first one.
Switch hitting Ben Zobrist, 1 for 7 in the series. Down and in with that pitch. Broke his bat, rolls it to second base, where Kipnis flips it over, 2 away. Let's go down to Andre with more on Danny Salazar.
You know, Rick, you're just talking a little bit about Danny and talking about the conversations we've had when he doesn't have a feel for the changeup. Well, as he matures and believes in Yan Gomes more, the things he's done the last couple of starts is we've seen sliders and curveballs earlier in the game when he doesn't have the feel for the changeup. Mm-hmm. Something Danny wouldn't do in the past. In the past, he would just keep throwing fastballs, hoping the changeup would come. Now he's realizing, hey, maybe I'll throw some other stuff and see what else I have. I think that's a big step for him right now.
That's where a good catcher gets you into the game. I mean, sometimes you're not going to have your ace stuff all the time, so you've got to work your way around it. And if it is a curveball or that slider, work it.
Almonte in center field has it. And a 9-pitch first inning for Danny Salazar as the Royals go 1-2-3. The Indians are coming to bat. Kona tonight is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Jason Kipnis is leading it off, followed by Francisco Lindor. Michael Brantley hits third. Carlos Santana cleanup. Then it's Yan Gomes, followed by Chris Johnson, Jerry Sands, Abraham Almonte, and Mike Aviles. Jason Kipnis will lead off for the Tribe. So far in the series, 1 for 9. Before Kipnis went on the disabled list in early August, he had played all but 15 innings this season.
Wow. That's a workload.
But since coming back from that stint on the DL, he's hitting below 200. So you just have to wonder how healthy that shoulder is, and how much the time on the DL took out of him.
Well, that's the tough thing about being an everyday player. And you go through it. There's days where you play 75%. And, you're playing with pain. And you have your ups and your downs. But that's the grind of a full major league season.
Breaking ball misses up high, 1-2.
You give it what you got. You hustle all the time, and that's all you can do.
Back to even for Kipnis, 2-2.
He's still been very good in this ballpark on the year, 345.
Third best in the American League, 2-2. Did he go? They did not, says Corey Blazer down at third.
Almost sounded like he tipped it.
Thought he did.
It sounded like it. It must have hit the catcher's glove. Listen and see if we can hear it. It sounded like it tipped something. Guess it didn't.
Here's the payoff. And a high pop to left. Gordon will make the catch. 1 away.
Let's check out the Royals defense, brought to you by Ram. It's Gordon in left field making that catch. Kane is in center, Rios over and right. It'll be Moustakas at third, Escobar at short, Zobrist at second, Hosmer at first, Perez catching. And Danny Duffy is the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher. The left-hander, his 24th start, 7-7. He's been better in the second half. His ERA is at 4.14. He pitched once against the Indians, and they roughed him up in that start.
Lindor looks at a ball outside.
He went 1 inning, gave up 6 hits, so he went 1 plus 5 batters in that second inning. But he's a fastball guy, tough on lefties.
Lindor launches the ball to deep left field, and the Indians will play from in front. His 9th home run of the season puts the Indians on top 1-0.
Well, there you go. They start out tonight in front. What a pretty swing Lindor put on that ball from the right side of the plate. And I mean, that ball jumped.
He's batted .330 against lefties this year, but just the second home run from this side of the plate.
The second home run. Watch the swing. You talk about a fastball right there. And that ball jumps off his bat quick to the baseball, and he knew it. And so did Duffy. So the Indians 1-0.
Michael Brantley. He shoots one down the right field line. It is a foul ball. Rios gave chase all the way into the corner. It was that close. Let's take another look and see.
Yeah, I think Brantley realized he was going down the line, and it's hooked by a couple of feet down into the corner. That ball was down and in, and Brantley, he loves it down there. He can get the barrel head of the bat down in a hurry.
Caught the outside corner. 2 quick strikes.
Since the All-Star break, Duffy has given up just a 159 average to left-handers. And still hasn't allowed a homer to a left-hander. Last left-handed hitter to take him deep was Jim Thome. And that was August 27th, 2011. Covering 271 at-bats.
2-2.
He can get it up there, though, in the mid-90s.
And he strikes Brantley out, 2 away. Our window systems, game time temperature tonight, 75 degrees under clear skies. And once again, not much of a breeze at all.
This is just perfect weather here, huh? Hasn't it been for this third game of the series, and it's supposed to be the same tomorrow.
Carlos Santana with 2 down and the base is empty. Looks at a ball down low. Lindor with a home run here in the first. His 4th hit in the series. 3 of the 4 extra bases. Broke his bat. Ball goes into the seats. Barrel ended up down toward third base. Thing sheared right down the middle of the bat. So Santana will grab a new piece of lumber.
Yeah, that one was. Look at it. It stayed intact, but the whole barrel split right in half. It's nice and light now. We could swing it.
Yeah, huh?
That went from a 31 ounce to about a 17 ounce in one swing.
The 2-1 pitch. Takes for a strike to even it up. Bounced up the middle, and that's through. And a 2-out base runner for the Tribe here in the first. Keeps the inning alive.
Look at this. You talk about golfing a ball. I mean, that couldn't have been 6 inches off the plate. And he went down, and he had the extension through it, and he found the right hole. That ball had to be 6 inches off the ground.
That brings up Yan Gomes. Gomes has picked up a hit now in 4 straight games. But his new nickname might be the Late Show. Because he's the guy that from the 7th inning on is just putting up incredible numbers.
Pretend it is the 7th inning. He's trying to act like a closer.
Gomes has 3 hits in the series. All, well, let me think here. Yeah, all 3 have come from the 7th inning on.
Wants to be a closer.
Back out of play.
We're going to make him a 6-man to come off the bench late.
Upstairs, and it's 2-2. Gomes with a high drive to left, but Gordon over near the line will make the play. Francisco Lindor finds the bleachers and left here in the first, and the Indians lead it 1-0.
Your smartphone or tablet. Stay connected with live radio broadcasts, stats, breaking news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
Eric Hosmer will lead off for Kansas City here in the second. 1 for 7 in the series. Takes low, ball 1. Out of play. And the count evens up. Hosmer is 2 for 18 on this current road trip, covering the first 5 games for Kansas City. But he has a little success history against Danny Salazar, going 7 for 15. 3 doubles, 2 home runs. Three and 1. Out of play and a full count. Kendry Morales waiting on deck. And then Mike Moustakas due up third. He takes ball 4. The Royals leadoff man aboard now for Morales. Kendry Morales is off to a tough start in this series. Indians have held him to 0 for 7 with 4 strikeouts.
Well, they've really pitched him aggressively. They've pitched and gotten ahead in the count. And this is the guy you want to be able to pitch to.
Out of play.
He gets up there. He's a free swinger. He loves that ball. He will chase that one down and in, but you better get it there. Down and in off the plate. Sliders. You miss out over, and he can hurt you.
Brought an 8-game hitting streak into the series.
You know, he has 41 doubles, 17 homers, and a triple. I'd be willing to bet that triple came in Kansas City.
0-2 count. Shift on. 3 on the right side for Cleveland. Swing and a miss. Nice. Salazar strikes out Morales, 1 away.
Second strikeout, change up. Look at that, down and in. He loves it down there, but Danny took a lot off of it. Good pitch.
Arcia in the driver's seat shows you that Danny Salazar averaging just under 10 strikeouts per 9 innings, right behind his teammates Kluber and Carrasco.
No doubt. 3 Indians out of the top 5. Well, and in his last start, he got to the 175 strikeout mark to give the Indians 3 starters with that. And Kluber leading the way. He'll be going tomorrow. Haven't seen him in a couple of weeks.
Mike Moustakas, 2 for 8 in the series. Pulls it foul. There's Corey Kluber, who will come back and make the start tomorrow night against Yordano Ventura. What a matchup. Two balls and a strike to count on Moustakas. Moustakas, a .339 average against the Indians this year.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did indeed. 2-2.
He knew it too. That's why he turned away. And that's how good that changeup is. That might have been a strike even if they asked. If they didn't ask.
The 2-2 swung on and missed. He charged a fastball by him to the outside part of the plate.
Well, when you throw those change-ups and you're out front like that, you're thinking to yourself in the back of your mind, man, I got to look for that. He's coming back with that. But you know what? He comes back with a mid-90s fastball. We're going to make that our Circle K strikeout of the night. He throws it right by him. Now, this is a good fastball hitter, so that goes to show you how that changeup plays off of his fastball. Yeah. And then they look for something off speed and see you later. He's got plenty of juice on it to get it by you.
Salvador Perez steps in. Having a good series. He's 3 for 7. Last night it was his 2-out RBI single in the second that gave the Royals a lead they would not relinquish.
Well, it was that was sort of a gift run.
Diving stop behind the bag by Aviles from his knees.
Nice.
He got him. Oh, Mike Aviles with a Gold Glove caliber play, diving into foul territory and from a knee throws him out. Almonte coming up for Cleveland. Johnson 2 for 3 in the series. Takes a called strike. Chris had a pair of singles last night, did not start the opener. Bangs this one to third. Moustakas stays with it. 1 down. Our AT&T U-verse Rewind takes a look back at the play by Mike Aviles at third base.
What a play this was. Going to the line and had enough sense. He throws from one knee. It's a good thing that Perez was running, but what a great play, a great throw all the way around. Boy, just in time. Great play. Look at Danny. Pitchers love it, boy, when the guys get dirty.
Oh, I mean, the guy, he's your utility player. He plays a little bit here, plays a little bit there, and to make that kind of a play.
Exactly.
Whew.
Yeah, an everyday third baseman would have a tough time making that play.
He's telling.
It was a beauty.
He's telling Giovanni Urshela, hey, kid, the old man can still play.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, we've seen Urshela make some very nice plays over there. Well, you know what? That takes a backseat to nobody, that play there. It's a high standard. You got to go in and fill in and play for a guy like that that is playing well.
Ball guy came off the mask of Ben May.
That's why Perez is going out to the mound to give him some time and let the stars get away. It's not that dark out yet. You don't see stars, but he might be.
No, but we're kind of in that twilight area.
Like yeah, right.
Outfielders had trouble yesterday.
Well, he's laughing it off, so everything's good.
Jerry Sands getting the start tonight. He's batted .296 against left-handers. Twice as many hits against lefties as right-handers, and almost the exact same number of at-bats. Elevated the fastball and strikes him out. 2 down. Let's go down to Andre, who has more on tonight's starter, Danny Duffy.
Yes, something on tonight's starter and also on last night's starter. Guys, we saw something that has only happened twice this year last night. There's only been 2 starts in Major League Baseball where the pitcher pitched 6+ innings, had 0 strikeouts, and 0 earned runs. Danny Duffy did it back on July 10th. Chris Medlin did it last night. Just tells you how good both of those guys can be when their stuff is working.
Medlin was pretty good last night. It's only the second time he's pitched against the Indians, and I'll tell you that both those guys, it's almost like a mirror image with Tomlin and Medlin going at it. They really is typical. They're same style pitchers. Pitch to contact, throw strikes, don't walk anybody, keep the hitters off balance. It was really a good game.
11 of the first 12 outs recorded by Chris Medlin last night were ground ball outs.
Yep.
Indians just never got untracked.
Well, when I was watching him pitch last night, what popped into my mind was no wonder why he signed with Kansas City. You got that as your home ballpark. That's a good ballpark to pitch in.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't give up a lot of fly balls, that's a great ballpark because it's tough to hit it out of there. We'll get our chance when we go out there on the next road trip. We'll end it in Kansas City.
3-1 on Almonte.
Next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Good pitch.
Takes a strike, full count. He thought it was ball 4, but not so fast.
Yeah, stay there. Check it out on our Nissan pitch tracker. What do you think? It's a strike.
The payoff. That's a strike, and he puts it in the left field.
See, that's right. He wanted to hit. Stay there. This ball came in a little bit more, and he was able to find the hole between short and third.
Third hit for the Indians. A 2-out single here by Almonte. You see, he tried to run that or cut that ball in. And he gets enough of it on the ground to get it through.
Two down, a runner at first, and Mike Aviles the batter. Snap throw over, Almonte back with the dive. Tied him up, good pitch, 0-1. With two down, Almonte held at first by Hosmer, and they keep a close eye on him. One ball, one strike.
Well, all three hits from the Indians, they've come off Duffy when he's fallen behind early. 1-0 count.
Oh,
Looked like a changeup right there that he came out of.
And that evens the count up at 2-2.
Doubled up on that pitch and got a feel for it that time. Throw to first. That's what you do when you're a base stealer. You get out and you get your lead and you try and see if you can look in there and see that catcher give that thumb. Then you know they're coming back to first. Sometimes, you know, catchers, they can really hide it. Others time, catchers will, you know, they don't know. So you get out there when that pitcher comes into the stretch, you try and peek in there and see if you can pick up a sign, whether it's a fastball, curveball, or they're throwing to first. But you got to be careful of the guys that hold the ball in their hand that are quick to first base. You can get caught, you know, when you're cheating,
you're
looking
staring in there. And
oh, yeah, they'll get upset.
Right back off the bat of Aviles. It stays 2-2. Might have got a piece of the umpire again.
He's had a lot of action early tonight. That ball just, it was a skimmer. Yeah, it did. A little piece of the shoulder, the mask. Right to the backstop and back out past the pitcher.
Now the 2-2. Low and a full count.
It's a good at bat by Aviles to work it. So now Almonte just makes sure he goes home. And he'll be able to get started. See if Aviles can continue this inning. Good at bat.
Boy, for an inning that hasn't had a lot of action, he's made a lot of pitches.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That first time going through, he got the first two guys out. It's his first walk, and out comes the pitching coach. He wants to talk to him, but yeah, they're making him work here. Well, come on down to the ballpark for Sugardale Dollar Dog Night Friday. The Indians will host the Chicago White Sox. Grab your dogs, head out to the corner for the best setting for baseball. Visit Indians.com for your tickets.
Top of the order, Jason Kipnis fly to left. His only time up.
See if Kip can get a big hit here. Get it rolling.
Missed outside. 1-0.
Well, he's already at 46 pitches, huh?
Well, 20 plus already in this inning. Slow curve in for a strike.
It's all right, not one you want right there. Good pitch.
Puts Kipnis in the hole, 1-2.
Went from the slow hook to the slider. It was a little harder and maybe a little less break, but it ran away from him pretty good.
'25th pitch of the inning. Right back up the middle. Kipnis delivers with 2 outs. Almonte will score. Aviles goes to third. 2-0 Cleveland. Jason Kipnis with the clutch 2-out RBI knock.
And that was a really good pitch, too, by Duffy. That's a better job of hitting by Kipnis. Stayed on it. Watch this breaking ball down and away. We'll make this our McDonald's. I'm loving it. He had 2 outs, nobody on. They get the single from Almonte. Aviles draws the walk, and Kipnis gets a big 2-out hit here to make it a 2-0 ball game for Kipnis' 48th RBI. Good hitting.
Much like Salvador Perez last night in the second inning with the 2-out RBI hit. Breaking ball, he went out and got it.
And it might have been off the plate. That was nice.
This is a similar approach by Kipnis. And the Indians extend the lead. Now Francisco Lindor, who homered in the first.
Yeah, he stayed through that. And that was another 1-0 count he started Kipnis on. And then Kipnis, that's their 4th hit now if he starts 1-0.
Lindor took a strike, faking a bunt attempt. And chases one in the dirt, but not far enough away for Aviles to score. However, Kipnis gets into scoring position.
Well, that's good. At first base, when you see one in the dirt and it gets away with that man on third, you can automatically go to second base because that catcher is just concerned about that runner 90 feet away. Now Lindor has to battle down 0-2. One more hit here would be beautiful.
And a base hit in the right field off the glove of Zobrist. Not only does Aviles score, Kipnis comes home too. A 2-out, 2-run single for Lindor. He's driven in 3 already.
There you go. 0-2 pitch. Stayed on it. So that wild pitch paid dividends. And this is all with 2 outs. It goes off the glove of Zobrist. He stayed on it, going that way. Zobrist gets leather on it. He can't knock it down and deflects it to the outfield. So Kipnis can come around to score. It's a 3-run inning.
Now Michael Brantley, who struck out his only time up in the first.
Would he jam a finger, I wonder? Sure did. You know, this is I don't think that Danny Duffy likes the second inning against the Indians. They roughed him up the last time after he went through one. He faced 5 hitters and they got him out of there. But he had the first 2 out in this inning. And it's been a hit, a walk, a hit, and a hit.
Popped him up. This should end the inning. Moustakis, the third baseman, makes the catch. But the Indians with some 2-out damage here in inning number 2. Jason Kipnis and Francisco Lindor make it 4-0 Cleveland.
Pretty clear night. That's got to be behind us, I would think.
Indians with a 4-0 lead as we go to the third inning. Alex Rios takes a fastball strike from Danny Salazar. Rios homered last night to the porch in left field. Now he sends a single to center field here in the third. Royals get their first hit. Our great clip of the game from last night is Josh Tomlin and his performance going all 9 innings.
Well, he pitched well. Actually, he should have only given up the 1 run, the Rios homer, and other than that ended it right there in the 9th. Off his heel. He's been tough. He's been very good in his 7 starts. He had 6 strikeouts last night, so in every start he has had at least 5 strikeouts. He doesn't walk anybody. He's got 3 walks on the year.
Well, as a team, 10 complete games for the Indians, and that's the most since 2010.
It's a thing of the past. Complete games. It's like you're right. It's you don't see many of them. It's almost like when you do, it's a rarity. The next best is 7 by the Toronto Blue Jays. Then you got about 3 6s. The White Sox, Seattle, Detroit. So, you know, they're by far and away the most complete games.
Yeah.
And to do that nowadays, you've got to throw strikes and not walk anybody, because you're looking at about 110 pitch count. That's how many he threw last night, because you're out of there if not.
Solely chopped to third. Aviles goes to second. There's 1. They'll erase the lead runner, Rios. On a fine defensive play.
Yeah, he made sure. Well, grab some friends and catch a game at the new Corner Bar. It's open to all fans of Progressive Field. $13 district tickets. Presented by Sports Time Ohio. They're going quickly, so get yours today. Available only at Indians.com.
Now up comes Alex Gordon, who struck out in the first. That got a piece of Gomes. And it goes back to the screen. 0-2. Everybody's getting beat up back there tonight. Catcher, umpire. A little bit off the plate.
You know, when you get a lead like this against Kansas City early like they have, it can take a little of their aggressiveness off the bases away from them trying to steal. They are second in the league with 93 stolen bases. In Rios, he's stolen 8, and he hasn't been caught.
Swung on and missed. A beautiful off-speed pitch by Salazar gets Gordon again. 2 down. It's almost like the same pitch he threw the first time he was up.
Well, he's going to see it again, too, until he makes an adjustment and stays back on the changeup. He does not do it. It was well located, though, down. You know, it had the plate, and he could see it, but it just never gets there for him. So he has 4 strikeouts now. Gordon's gone down twice on the changeup.
With 2 down, Ben Zobrist to the plate. Grounded out his only time up and broke his bat in the process. He charges one to left. That's going to get down. It'll go to the wall. Brantley going to fire it in. They'll hold the runner, Escobar, at third. And so Royals at second and third with 2 down.
Well, good job by Ben Zobrist to stay on the baseball and take it the other way. Brantley does a nice job to get there. And you know, you're running from first. You're thinking, I've got to score on this ball with 2 outs, but they get it in. And it's a good thing they did stop him. But watch this throw. Gets over the head and hits the leather. So they had to hold him up anyway. They couldn't take a chance of getting him thrown out at the dish.
Yeah, if you're Mike Jerschley, you've got to expect 2 good
you
throws.
You anticipate a good throw right there. Yeah, not going off the edge of the glove. And you can't restart him again. So that was the right thing to do. So back comes Kansas City now with 2 outs, and they're the best in the business when it comes to scoring with 2 outs.
Lorenzo Cain takes its outside, ball 1.
Told you yesterday their average is 280 when they get to 2 outs. And the 3 best hitters that they have are coming up. It's Kane, Hosmer, and Morales. So let's hope Danny can retire Kane right here and keep it a 4-zip ball game.
Over the screen. 1-1. Now the 1-1. Hit hard, but right at Kipnis. He gloves it, flips it over, and the side is retired. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It's Cleveland 4, Kansas City nothing. Game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Let's go down to Andre.
You know, Carlos Santana's hit the ball much better in the second half of the season. He's finally hitting with a little power right-handed. Today, he was one of the first guys out in the field, hitting the ball off the tee right-handed, trying to drive the ball up the middle and keep it between the shortstop and second base. He said he's just trying to transfer his weight better, and he says right now he feels the best he's felt with his back, and he says he just wants to keep working until the season's over.
Well, he hit one off a tee his first at-bat with a base hit up the middle with 2 outs. I mean, he picked it up off the ground. There you go. Watch this. Pick it up. There it is. They call that the first tee.
Our buddy Frank Stamps.
Yeah, that's right.
The 2-1. Spun him out of the way a little bit. 3 balls and a strike. Ends up walking him. We're back on the road to glory for week 4 of the high school football season. Stowe travels to Wadsworth to kick off conference action in the Suburban League. Join Jeff Phelps, Frank Stams, and Ryan Cavanaugh Friday at 11 on Sports Time Ohio. Jeremy Guthrie is beginning to get loose in the Kansas City bullpen as Duffy deals by Yan Gomes.
it was Medlin who took Guthrie's spot in the rotation when he was called up and ready to pitch.
Look out. Look out, Andre.
He was ducking. It's been a busy couple nights over there.
Yeah, it has. Somebody got hurt? Somebody get hit?
No, it hit Andre's wallet. Knocked all the moths out of it. I know.
Back out of play. Wow. Perez came up and grabbed it, lost the mask in the process, but he made sure that Santana couldn't advance from first.
Long arm of the law here. Watch him. Boy, that was as high as a pitch out.
The 1-2. I wonder how often a catcher is at the plate, swings and fouls one back, sees where the catcher was set up away, and starts thinking, okay, now what would he think about doing next? Ran it in on him and strikes him out. Third K for Duffy, one down here in the third inning.
Yeah, he didn't give much swinging room here. You see, they wanted it inside. It stayed tight. He couldn't get the barrel of the bat out front. He goes down swinging.
And Chris Johnson, a ground out victim, his first time up, steps in. Low, ball one.
We got to send along some congratulations to some very good friends of ours, very dear friends, Carrie and Tony Burke, celebrating their 20th anniversary tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Well, happy anniversary, Carrie, Tony. They're all from Cleveland. We miss them.
Out of play. 1-2 to count on Chris Johnson. Ground out to third in the second when the Indians sparked a rally with 2 outs and nobody on base. Almonte singled, Aviles walked, and then Kipnis and Lindor back-to-back RBI hits. Johnson sends one right back through the middle. And that might be it for Duffy.
Well, he's thrown a ton of pitches. You're going to see Johnson going right back. He stays inside the ball really well, and that ball didn't get in enough. And they shoot it right back up the middle. That's already 6 hits now for the Indians.
That went right through his legs. And here comes Ned Yost, and he wants the right-hander Jeremy Guthrie. The Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made by Ned Yost here with 1 out in the third inning. Danny Duffy gets an early exit once again against Cleveland. Jeremy Guthrie is coming on when we come back.
Night. That'll take place Saturday, October 3rd. It's against the Boston Red Sox, and that evening will feature Sugardale Dollar Dogs, fireworks, and giveaways as the Indians thank fans for their support all season long. Visit Indians.com for your tickets.
Danny Duffy started twice against the Indians this year, and they have roughed him up.
Yeah, that's not numbers you like to look at. Well, his problem today, when he fell behind a hitter, 1-0, they got 5 out of their 6 hits. I'm not saying right on the very next pitch, but, he fell behind, so he had to work hard. He threw a boatload of pitches.
Jeremy Guthrie has started for most of the year, now working out of the bullpen. Faces Lonnie Chisenhall, who will pinch hit for Jerry Sands.
You come up and Sands gets an opportunity to hit. Pitcher's gone by the time he comes around the second time. You get pinch hit for. I thought I started tonight.
Lonnie lifts one, shallow left center. Alex Gordon with a fine running catch. Runners scamper back, 2 down. And it'll bring up Abraham Almonte. Yeah, I think that where the Royals have their biggest concerns right now is with their starting rotation. Since acquiring him, Johnny Cueto has a 5.43 ERA and 9 starts. Jeremy Guthrie, who was in the rotation, has a 5.67 earned run average. And then Yordano Ventura, his ERA is 4.42, even though he leads the team, or he's second in the team with 11 wins. That'll end the inning. But the Tribe still maintains a 4-0 lead through 3. For Jerry Sands. And now Eric Hosmer going to lead off for Kansas City as Danny Salazar goes to work. He's had to do a lot of sitting in between innings as he'll make his 40th pitch of the night right here. Missing outside for ball 1.
You don't mind sitting as long as they score. Give me 4 early. You'll certainly take it.
Line to left. And a nice running catch by Brantley.
Well, Danny Salazar's had an electric changeup right from the very first one he threw right there for the strikeout. And boy, you can see the Kansas City hitters cheating for that fastball, but when that changeup comes and it's on, it's really unhittable. It's as good as anybody. It almost looks like a splitter, but it just never gets there.
Well, when the Indians score 4 or more, they're 55-18 on the year. But even more impressive is when they get 4 for the starting pitcher.
Yeah.
They're 42-2.
Yeah, that's very impressive. Very impressive. Morales has seen in this series 29 of 36 pitches for strikes. That's why they've done a really good job against him.
0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts.
Yeah. He's been behind in the count from the get-go.
Salazar missing up high with a couple of pitches, and it's 2-1 after he got ahead of him. Did he go?
No.
No, he did not. And it's 3-1. Now full count for Morales. And he just reached down and punched it to center field for his first hit in the series.
That's a good job, too. He just, he didn't have anything on it, but he stayed through the hitting area long enough and just takes it right back up the middle. Third hit for the Royals.
Well, as Mike Moustakas comes to the plate, let's go downstairs to Andre.
You know, earlier in the year in April, I remember when Kansas City came here and I talked to Mike Moustakas about him hitting. And if you remember, he was flipping the ball over third base and shortstop, and he wasn't. And the Indians even changed their shift during the series. Look at where the defense is currently for Mike Moustakas now that we're in the month of September. He's once again, he's pulling the ball more than he's hitting it the other way.
Well, yes, he has. But you see, there's a pitch he would take the other way. That time you try and pull it, and it's an easy out. Sometimes you get away from it. You know, you hit a few home runs, and you wanna try and pull the ball. But early in the year, he's pretty dead even. So I mean, it's hard to say anything. But early in the year when we saw him, everything was going to left field. He did a wonderful job. And he started out the year for the first, I'd say, 100 at bats, well up over 300.
Now, what if a lot of those hits came, guys, early in the year, and he hasn't been doing that recently? Because obviously the Indians have changed their defense against him because of.
Well, that's you go by recent history. You know, the scouts in the last 2 weeks, what he's been doing.
Fly ball center field. Almonte has room. An 11-pitch fourth inning is Danny Salazar cruising along 4-0 Cleveland.
Use hashtag STO Data Strong Fan, and you might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Mike Aviles to lead off for Cleveland.
Had a great at bat his first time up, working a walk to keep that inning going.
A little bit low, 2-0.
Yes, he did.
Missed outside, way outside. In fact, 3-1. Swung on and missed, full count. He walked him. So Aviles walks for the second time tonight. Tribe takes on the Royals to wrap up the series tomorrow night. Corey Kluber will go back to the mound for the Tribe against Yordano Ventura. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Indians Live. Alan Jensen will get you teed up. We'll be along at 7 o'clock with the first pitch right here on Sports Time Ohio. Jason Kipnis. Well bunted. Guthrie got off the mound quickly and made a nice play to get him at first. Thought initially Kipnis laid it down to the point where it was going to be a hit all the way, but you forgot that Guthrie out there fields his position very well.
He's a good athlete. You're right. He got off the mound and gets to that and then ends up making a good throw.
All right, Yellowwood bringing the lumber. Francisco Lindor is bringing it tonight. Solo homer in the first, and then with 2 outs, a 2-run single in the second. So he's driven in 3 of the 4 Indians runs this evening. Lindor is now hit in 32 of his last 49 games. Out of play. And he hasn't just hit in 31 of the last 48. He's hit a lot. His average in those games is .390. The young rookie continues to impress. Almost got him to chase. But it's 2-2.
Yeah, he wanted to. The front of that body got out front. He kept his hands back.
Up the middle and through. Lindor has done it again. His fourth run batted in of the night. He's a perfect 3 for 3, and the Indians are up 5-0.
Yeah, what a night he has got rolling. It's only the fourth inning. He's been up 3 times. He has 3 hits. He has 4 RBIs. And it's a 5-0 ball game. And he muscled this ball up. He was upstairs. He went with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball in. And keeps it to the middle part of the field. So the walk, sacrifice, base hit. Tribe on the board again. 3 out of the 4 innings they've scored. Well, that's because this guy has hit 3 times.
Lindor also had 4 RBIs against Kansas City back on July 29th.
Oh, another guy that likes the blue.
Our stat of the game brought to you by Buick. Michael Brantley. If you go back to his last 162 games, which would cover a full season, 332 average, 17-98. Not to mention over 200 hits, 57 doubles, and only twice. Twice.
Yeah, I mean,
has he gone back to back without a hit.
You can't get any more consistent than that. He's a well-kept secret.
Right at the second baseman, Zobrist. So 2nd for 1. On the first, a double play to end the inning. Lindor, though, adds another run for Cleveland. And it's 5-0 through 4.
Your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. By the Cleveland Clinic. Call for an appointment today. And by the game-changing all-new Ford F-150. The future is tough.
Top of the 5th, and the Indians with a 5-0 lead. For Kansas City, Alex Rios will lead it off. Danny Salazar has made 50 pitches through 4 innings. And as Tom Bochenek points out, the reason for his efficiency, 8 outs on 3 pitches or less so far. Strikeouts are great. Well, when you can get early outs early in counts, that helps you get deep into the game.
Yeah, it sure does. And that's one thing that the pitching staff for the Indians have done. They've done a really good job this year. 3 pitches or less. Let's go. Let's pitch. But their stuff is so good. That's why the strikeouts come, because their stuff is so good. And when you get ahead in the count, you can expand the strike zone to the hitter. And That's when they come, the punch-outs. Then they get aggressive, and when you can have a couple innings in a game where you 8 pitches, 9 pitches, 10 pitches to get out of the inning, that'll keep you in. And if you're a starting pitcher and you can go 7 consistently, that's...
Hard, hot ground ball and a great stop by Lindor.
Got him.
And he throws him out. Unbelievable.
The umpire just wanted to make sure that Santana was going to hold on to the ball. It looked like he threw him a changeup. But he got up, and he's been doing this. He'll bounce it over to first base. And it hits the grass, but it was a true hop and a wonderful play. And you beat him. The umpire got a good look and just gave him the out sign like it was routine. Well done.
It's almost like the two teams have swapped uniforms from last night. Kansas City made all the spectacular defensive plays, and
look at that smile.
Tonight it's the Indians who come out. A couple of sterling defensive gems, but offensively they're swinging the bats really well too.
You think he's having fun tonight? He was smiling, boy. He was 3 for 3, 4 RBIs, making diving plays. I'd be smiling too. It is fun.
Mike Aviles likes the kid Lindor. Oh, yeah, it's just that easy, Frankie. Yeah. Just show up, you're 21. Just go out, dominate. Yeah, it's that easy.
Well, that's the fun part of it. These guys are in awe when they see, a young player coming up and doing that. It's impressive.
Escobar lays off its high. 2-1.
Well, it's impressive no matter what age you are. But when you're at his age, he doesn't know he's not supposed to be doing that up here.
Right. Out of play. Fastball away, and it really took off on him. So full count on Escobar. Back out of play. Danny's third start of the season came against these Royals here in Cleveland. And that night he went 6 innings, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits, did not walk a batter and struck out 7. He would get the win. But his very next start came in Kansas City against the Royals. Almost identical numbers. He went 7 innings, gave up 4 runs, and got the loss. Tonight, though, he has not given up anything, just 3 hits allowed.
Well, it was also nice after getting shut out last night. The Indians come back in the first inning, you score a run. Lindor hits a homer, then you come back in the second, you score 3 more. So they came out smoking tonight. It's a good pitch.
That'll go foul.
Well, Salazar wasn't going to bend down and pick this up. He was just going to kick it foul. Soccer player by trade. He's been out here before games a lot this year with a soccer ball.
The 3-2. In the air to center field where Almonte has it measured. 2 down. Injury report brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Trace Thompson, who we saw so impressive when the Indians were in Chicago. He's out until at least Friday with a left elbow injury. That'll be the series opener here.
Yeah, well, he'll be ready for that one. He had a good series against the Indians last time.
Holiday back off the DL for the Cardinals. And maybe just in the nick of time, their lead when the night began was down to 3 games in the NL Central. St. Louis leading Milwaukee early 2-0 in the second inning.
I think they go out and play the Dodgers for the weekend.
Out of play.
Oh, the Pirates go out to L.A.
Pirates Cubs are scoreless right now in the 5th at PNC Park. Boston beating up Baltimore tonight, 9-0 in the 5th.
Well, Salazar had 30 pitches first time through the lineup, 33 second time through.
And trying to make it a 1-2-3 fifth.
Gave up 1 hit the first time, 2 hits the second time.
Gordon has not been tempted by the changeup this time with 2 strikes.
Yeah, he swung at it twice. He's going to have to make the adjustment for Salazar to quit throwing it.
Let's see what Yan Gomes wants to do.
He threw him 2 changeups. Oh, well, here we go again.
Well, he laid off again.
Okay, went 3, but none of them were for strikes. Okay, now, will he throw it to me again, he's thinking. 3-2. He's got to throw me the fastball, doesn't he? It's 5-0. He's thinking, all right, I got to see a fastball here. And I would think he will.
He did, but it was low.
Well, he had him down in the count and ended up walking him.
Now Gordon aboard with 2 down for Brendan Zobrist.
Well, the Tribe is still in the postseason hunt, and you can be here for the final push. The Indians will host division rivals on this homestand through Sunday, and then they'll target a wild card opportunity. Visit Indians.com for your tickets.
Ben Zobrist doubled in the 3rd. Pitch outside for ball 1. That'll even it up. Just off the inside corner. And it's 2-1. High, 3 balls and a strike.
I don't know what happened to him. All of a sudden now he just lost it. He had the first 2 out. He was ahead of Gordon. Ended up walking him. I think he had him down 0-2.
Broke his bat for the 2nd time tonight.
It's all right. He brought a lot with him.
The 3-2. And that's out of play. You know, Danny Salazar has struck out at least 3 batters in 43 consecutive games, which doesn't sound like a lot. 3 batters. If you're a starter, you know, three strikeouts doesn't sound like a lot. But to do it in 43 straight games, no one else has done it longer. Since 1914, anyway. That's as far as they go back. Bob Feller did it in 42 straight.
Wow.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Number 5 for Danny Salazar, and that will end the inning. Francisco Lindor continuing to shine tonight, and the Indians lead it 5-0. Carlos Santana, Yan Gomes, and Chris Johnson due up for the Tribe. Santana has singled and walked tonight. And he takes inside ball 1. Jeremy Guthrie came on in the 3rd with 2 on and 1 out. Got the 2 outs to get out of the inning, but then gave up a run in the 4th inning. Santana had an 11-game hitting streak come to an end earlier this month.
Well, that's been they've been trying to throw everything inside to him from both sides of the plate. Duffy tried it. Santana got a hit on a pitch that right off the ground. He walked the second time up.
3-1.
But he's approaching that 100 walk season again.
There's a ball clobbered to deep center field. Kane is back and makes the catch in the middle of the warning track. 1 away. Our in-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Tonight it's the Francisco Lindor show. He homered in the first. 2-out, 2-run single in the second. Another RBI hit in the 4th. And to top it off, he made a spectacular defensive play as well. Here's Yan Gomes taking a strike. Gomes has flied to left and struck out. Pulls it foul. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed.
Guthrie gets his first strikeout.
2 down here in the 5th, and up comes Chris Johnson. He's 1 for 2 and 3 for 4 against Kansas City in the series. I'll make it 3 for 5, yeah. All this guy's done is hit since he's come to the Indians.
Well, you got to take into consideration too. A lot of these guys he's never faced before, and he's going up there and he's finding a way. You know, he's making adjustments at the plate. You can see he has a good plan. When he gets into the batter's box, he's not trying to do too much. He's pretty much taking what the pitchers are giving him. And when you come to a new league, it's a little different. I would certainly say the pitchers have the advantage, but he's certainly held his own.
He's 19 for 51. Of those 19 hits, 15 of them have been singles.
Well, that comes later. You know, when you get to know people, you take your base hit, you get on base, you don't try and do too much. Once you get to know somebody, then you get to know tendencies, and you can go for a little bit more.
Nothing wrong with a 373 batting average. I can tell you that much.
Not at all. I mean, right now, he's not counted on to hit in the middle part of the lineup where you're going to drive in runs. He's just getting in there, just getting his feet wet, really. There you go, on base again.
2-out walk. Baseball on Fox returns Saturday with the Subway Series. Yankees, Mets. Playoff implications on both sides. Then it's these Kansas City Royals up against Detroit. Game you'll only see on FS1. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern on Fox, 7 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Lonnie Chisenhall fouls one off. One and two. Tries to shoot it down the left field line, but it's foul. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 2 down and a runner at first. Chisenhall down on strikes. That'll end the inning. We've played 5. It's Cleveland 5. Kansas City nothing.
Nothing here in the top of the 6th inning. Big day for Carlos Carrasco, who picked up the win in Game 1 of this series, as today he was at a school. This is a school that he's gone to. It's the Luis Munoz Marine School. He's visited him a couple times. He plans on putting a library into the school, and he was there this morning for over 2 hours. He's also, tonight, received his Roberto Clemente Award, as he's the nominee for the Cleveland Indians. It's something that sticks close to the heart of Carlos, as he plans on doing more work throughout his career here in Cleveland. He's just happy to give back at this point in time, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Andre. Very nice honor for Carlos Carrasco, without a doubt.
Yes, indeed.
6th inning, and Lorenzo Cain to lead off for the Royals. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Salazar's pitch in there for a strike. Cain quickly in the hole, 0-2.
That looked like a nice breaking ball. I don't know if that was a curveball or a slider. I don't think it was a changeup.
Swung out and
That
missed.
was.
Number 6 for Salazar.
That was a good changeup there.
Our Levin Furniture player profile featuring Roberto Clemente. 12 times an All-Star. Finished his career with exactly 3,000 hits. The last one came off John Matlack of the Mets. And after the season on New Year's Eve, he went to his death on an ill-fated plane destined for earthquake victims in Nicaragua. The plane was overloaded, and those who were there said it probably should have never left the ground, but it did. And he was so determined that he was going to get those supplies to the people that needed them, because there had been looting going on and they weren't getting the supplies, the people that needed them, that he boarded the plane himself, and then tragically his life came to an end. Jason Kipnis takes care of Hosmer, 2 away. Time for a Mazda game break. Here's Al Pawlowski.
Hey, Matt and Rick. Dallas Keuchel on the road, 4-7 at home, 13-0. Looks like he might be adding another loss to that road record. 6 runs in the first inning for Texas. Mike Napoli, a 3-run homer. The Rangers lead the Stros 7-0 in the third. Guys?
Wow. They jumped out early last night, ended up winning in walk-off fashion. They're looking to extend that lead to a 1.5 over Houston. Impressive. That Ranger team, they've never given up. Back in first place.
That's really quite a story.
Yes, it is. No doubt.
To deep right, back is Chisenhall, and he'll make the catch on the warning track. Danny Salazar cruises through the 6th on just 8 pitches. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals. As we head to the bottom half of inning number 6. Abraham Almonte will lead it off. He's got a hit and a run scored on the night. Bouncing ball towards second. And Zobrist runs it down. Almonte retired one away. Strike called. Pulls it fire over the bag down into the left field line. And a good throw to second base. Safe is the call. Boy, Gordon made a terrific throw. Zobrist tried to get the tag on him. It was bang, bang. But Aviles avoiding the tag, and he's called safe by crew chief Jeff Nelson.
Well, he walked his first 2 times up. But I'll tell you what, this one went right over the bag. Look at that down into the corner. I'm surprised it was that close. So Gordon got over there in a hurry. It kicked out to him nicely. But, boy, what a nice throw. Look at the ball seems to beat him. But by the time the foot does get into the bag, Zobrist came over to try and tag him. And it's tough to go down there and put a glove near a spike. I'll tell you what, he tags him up around the waist. And Aviles was able to get the foot in there. Good hustle, good throw. Aviles on the base for the 3rd time tonight.
And Aviles slid to the outside corner of that bag, too.
Yeah, didn't give him much to tag. He was coming in from left field, you're right. So he had a long way to go to come over and apply the tag. That's 8 hits now for the Indians. First double.
Bounce towards second base, and Zobrist will take care of Kipnis, 2 down. And it'll give Lindor a chance one more time. He's already 3 for 3 with a homer his first time up. And with 2 outs in the 2nd inning, got one just beyond the reach of Zobrist to drive in a pair. And the 4th right up the gut.
How about that? He's gone to left, he's gone to right. And he's gone up the middle. And by the way, made a pretty nice defensive play as well. One hopping it over there. He's doing that routinely now.
Takes a breaking ball for a strike from Jeremy Guthrie. Jeremy Guthrie now has logged 3 1/3 innings out of the bullpen.
Yeah, that's your job, former starter. You go back out in the bullpen, you turn into the long man. He's been stretched out. Nice.
0-2 fights it off.
That a way to just foul it off. Frankie's 3 for 3 in this series with runners in scoring position.
Again, he just sort of threw the bat at it.
Those pitches are not strikes, but he's up there. He's fouling them off. He's reaching. They're off the plate. Watch, staying alive. He hit that ball back behind the plate.
He can't get one by him.
That's you throw it, I'm swinging.
Down.
You may want to try and bounce one before the plate just to get him off of it. He's hit everything you've thrown up there.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Would have needed a boat oar to hit that one.
The 1-2. Almost pulled that fair, but it was just wide of the mark. Tad out in front of it.
Well, you talk about seeing the ball well as a hitter. You can tell. Anything they throw, he's locked in. Really giving him a lot of right center field.
Well, you think back to what we saw from Jason Kipnis, who had one of the best months of baseball we've ever seen.
50-something hits. Was it 51?
Yeah, they cut it off. Yeah, 51 hits. I think it was in the month of May. Then Michael Brantley last month at over 400. 2-2. He struck him out to end the inning. 6 complete. Indians in front, though, 5-0. Visit mykiacleveland.com to learn more. By Levin Mattress, located in all Levin furniture and freestanding locations. And by AT&T Uverse, has more channels on the go than cable. Five to nothing, the Indians in front and rolling. 7th inning. Danny Salazar, 84 pitches on the night. Bullpen is quiet.
Pretty much been on cruise control tonight. He's had a very good changeup. We saw that back in the 1st inning to the first hitter. But he's mixed up his fastball very well. He has walked 2, given up 3 hits. Five and 2 in this ballpark this year with a .325 earned run average. Pretty good two-seamer right there. 93 with some movement going down and away. That's the thing where Carlos Carrasco is taking advantage of. The movement on his pitches going down and away. He's been able to control it. A lot of ground balls. Where's he going?
Full count. Moustakas has a word with Ben May.
Well, he's just telling me, yeah, you're right. It's there. He's not going to say anything now. It's 5-0 ball game. You agree with him now. If it was a close game, he might have something to say.
He tees off on that ball. Deep center field. Almonte's out of room, and it is out of here. Mike Moustakas with his 19th home run of the year. He just got mad.
Yes, he did. Exactly. That's what you do. It wasn't the third strike. And Salazar gives up his 23rd homer. But watch the location. I think this was middle. Right there it was. It was middle of the plate, and the left-hander got the barrel head of that bat out there and hit it high and deep. So Kansas City on the board now. It's 5-1. Out comes Callaway. That'll probably get the Indians up and throwing in the bullpen.
Jeff Manship is up in the Cleveland pen. Salvador Perez takes a strike. 4-run game now. Perez 0 for 2. It's grounded out, flied out. Cut under that pitch. And it's 1-1. Slowly chopped towards short. Aviles cuts in front of Lindor, throws him out. One away. Be sure to catch Fox Sports Live on Fox Sports 1 tonight for complete highlights and analysis of today's Major League Baseball action and the first weekend of the NFL. Fox Sports Live tonight on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Alex Rios is 1 for 2 on the night. He's the guy last time up, hit a bullet up the middle, but he was robbed by Lindor. The 1-1. Clobbered to deep right, but Chisenhall has plenty of room and makes the catch. 2 down. Rio slaps his hands, thought maybe he had one to do some damage with, but just not able to drive it deep enough.
Well, that's the thing. If you're going to make these, make them go the other way to beat you or to get it out. And a lot of times it's not going to happen. So this will be the last inning, I'm sure, for Salazar, but he's at 97 pitches. 62 of them have been strikes, so he's done a good job tonight.
A little bit low, ball 1. Now the 1-1. Just a bit outside. In the series opener, Carlos Carrasco went 6 innings, gave up 1 run and got the win. He made 82 pitches. And then last night, Josh Tomlin went the distance, made 110 pitches, gave up just 2 runs, but he was the tough luck loser. Salazar leading 5-1 and trying to get through this 7th inning. And as Rick said, probably his final inning of the night.
I would think so, but you give yourself 7 quality innings. That's a good job. I know that man's happy.
2-2.
There you go.
In comes Brantley. And the inning is over. Royals get on the board. But we've reached the 7th inning stretch with the Indians in front 5-1. Stretch time brought to you by Spitzer Auto World.
It's brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. This guy should have fun so far to talk about this one if it remains the way it has been.
Michael Brantley, Carlos Santana, and Yan Gomes here in the bottom of the 7th. Breaking ball in for a strike.
But you talk about Guthrie, he's gone out there. You don't see too many relievers coming out there this long, do you? He came out in the 3rd inning with 1 out. He's gone 3 2/3, giving up a couple hits, 1 run. Walked 2, struck out 3, saving the bullpen. That's what he's doing.
Upstairs, try to get him to go after it, but rare that you see that from Brantley. Brian Shaw getting ready to come on and pitch the 8th inning for Cleveland. But right now the 2-2 to Brantley is hit pretty well to right field. Back goes Rios and runs it down. Let's go down to Andre Knott. This Kansas City bullpen has been vaunted for the last couple of years, but it seemed like maybe there's a little chink in the armor as they go down the stretch this year.
Slowly but surely, especially when you watch their closer last night, not be able to get it over 90 miles an hour. I know we've talked about the relievers all season long, but over the last 15 games, guys, they have an ERA of 5.86 over 50 and 2/3 innings of work. The club's gone 5-10, but think about that ERA from maybe the best bullpen in baseball. Question I ask, Arch, have they ran out of gas because the starting pitching hasn't been able to go deep into games?
Yes, I would say yes. Sooner or later, it's got to catch up to you. We talked about the starters' innings last night. And you know what? Right now, they had such a big lead. I think sometimes it's, mentally, they may be exhausted as well. I guarantee they'll kick it back into gear when they have to. That's why, like tonight, a guy like Guthrie saving that bullpen certainly helping.
Well, the other thing, and I agree with you, the other thing is these guys have been doing it for over a year now. To get into the playoffs, they had to use these guys deep last year as well.
Well, I think they're finding out when you go to the postseason, you play that extra month, it certainly does have an impact when you come back for the year. I just think that, they hit a little lull. They'll be back. Again, with their win last night, Toronto lost to Atlanta, so that made it a 3-game swing when you're looking at home field advantage of the two clubs that are in first place for the best record.
Carlos draws his second walk of the night. Yeah, Kansas City with a comfortable 10-game lead in the division.
Yeah, you don't think about that. Their magic numbers down into the single digits now. Now it's almost like looking for home field advantage.
Here's you could have won some money on this bet before the season. Who's the first team in the American League that will be eliminated from playoff contention in 2015?
Oakland.
You'd have been wrong. The Tigers.
Oh, man. No kidding.
Officially eliminated last night.
Yeah, you could have won some money, no question.
Oakland's got a worse record than Detroit, but the division leader doesn't have as many wins, so they're still alive technically. Runner goes. And Santana swipes second base here in the 7th inning with a 1 out.
Well, for Santana, is that his 11th stolen base?
Sure is. He's only been caught one time.
Look out. He's one of those guys you don't think he's going to steal, but you don't pay attention to him, and he can take off. And, throughout the course of the year, if you're in there a lot of the times, you can do that. A lot of guys could steal 8 to 10 bases, even though they're not base stealers, from people not paying attention, if you are into it.
Mm-hmm.
Picking the right time, the right pitch.
Yeah, perhaps from his days as a catcher.
Sure.
He's kind of got that mentality.
Well, you're a first baseman. You're there. When guys like to run. Counts. Yeah. But you know what? They just scored, so it's a 4-run game. And you ask any manager going deep into a ball game, I'd give me a 5-run lead, where a grand slam can't tie it or beat me.
Yeah, if it's 5-0 and he steals there,
Yeah, right. I would agree with that. Someone tell Jan it's the 7th inning.
This is when he comes alive.
Yeah, this is when he wakes up. The alarm goes off and the bat starts hitting.
There's the proof. Payoff pitch. Guthrie rings him up.
Oh. Was that a late call or what? I didn't see him go up there, but Guthrie thought he made a good pitch. I watched his reaction. I wasn't watching the umpire. I didn't see him go up right away.
It was either a perfect pitch or Perez did a really good job of framing it.
Yeah, it was close. I watched Guthrie as that ball was coming back. He might have brought it in a little bit, but I was watching the body language of Guthrie. He thought he had to watch him. It comes back. Well, he gave it. Yeah, see that arm. Oh, he was asking for it. And got it.
So 2 down for Chris Johnson, who takes a strike. A little bit outside, 1-1. Johnson trying to bloop one in the left, but Gordon comes in to make the catch. 7 in the books. Cleveland 5, Kansas City 1.
To retransmit it in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Well, 8th inning here at Progressive Field. Tribe in front, 5-1. Brian Shaw on for the 66th time this year. 3 wins, 3 losses, a 2.73 ERA. And he's got the top of the order to deal with. After Danny Salazar went 7 strong, gave up 1 run, walked 2, struck out 6, only 4 hits allowed.
And this is the way Tito likes it set up. I mean, when that starter can give you 7, he can go to Shaw the 8th, and if needed, to Allen the 9th. But it's still a 4-run lead, and going through the top of the lineup again.
Alex Gordon has struck out twice. He walked in the 5th. And pitch is outside, ball 1. Well, he's yet to throw a strike, 3-0. Bullseye. And it's 3-1.
Shaw pitched in the first game of this series, went just a third of an inning. He gave up a couple of hits. Had a wild pitch as well.
Jabba Chamberlain.
I forgot they got him.
Swung on and missed. Shaw comes back to get him after falling behind 3-0.
He sure did. It's almost like something kicked in and said, okay, now start throwing some strikes.
As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Roberto Clemente Day, celebrated throughout Major League Baseball. What a show he put on in the 1971 World Series.
He could do it all. You talk about a 5-tool player.
Oh,
that's the ultimate right there, huh?
one of the best outfield arms maybe of all time.
Hit with power, bad ball hitter, could run, you name it, he could do it.
Ben Zobrist with a double back in the third. Looks at the ball down low. And Zobrist cuts and misses to even the count of 2-2. That took off all the way to the backstop. And now a full count. There goes foul over into the Royal dugout. Count stays 3-2. Ben Zobrist been a nice pickup for Kansas City, especially with Omar Infante struggling to the point where he's not even playing anymore. It's been over a week since he saw the field.
Yeah, he can't. Zobrist came over, was playing the outfield originally when Gordon was out. Draws the walk.
And it will bring up Lorenzo Cain, who is 0 for 3 on the night. Right back, out of play. Right field, slicing, out of play.
Out of way.
Swung on and missed, and Shaw strikes out Cain. 2 down here in the 8th.
This is a breaking ball away. He stayed back on it, just swung through it. So the second out, both strikeouts for Shaw tonight.
He stayed back, but you can see he's trying to dead pull it.
Well, he doesn't get cheated. He swings as hard as anybody every time. The other day for game one, he took the ball the other way with 2 strikes.
No balls and 2 strikes. Shaw checks the target from Gomes, and a pitch is swung out and missed. Brian Shaw with 3 strikeouts here in the 8th inning. The Indians maintain a 5-1 lead. Furniture. Danny Salazar was electric once again here tonight. 7 innings, gave up 1 run. That came on a solo homer, and that wasn't until the 7th inning, his final inning of work tonight. Indians jumped on Duffy early. 4 runs on 6 hits and 2 1/3.
Well, Danny tonight was very good. Right from the first, hit it with a changeup. That looked like a little slider down and in, but a good fastball he had. Changeup again to Gordon. Got him the first 2 times on the changeup, and he just continued to go out there, threw about 63% strikes, and was very good. 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 4 hits, allowed just the 1 run. That was a solo homer.
Now for Kansas City, it's Jabba Chamberlain. We began the year with Detroit. A less than flattering ERA of 5.32. But the Royals taking a flyer on him. He pitched 8 games at AAA Omaha for the Royals, and that didn't go well
that's
either.
A hit. Put it in your pocket.
Lonnie's got an infield single.
That's what you call the old swing and bunt right there. They're playing back off the line, and he just hits it off the end of the bat. And, I mean, you couldn't roll it out there any better. Infield hit for Chisenhall, hit number 9 for the Indians.
Abe Almonte singled and scored in the second. 1 out of 3 on the night. Showing bunt, took a strike. Curveball up and away. In Chamberlain's 30 appearances with the Tigers this year, he logged 22 innings. And in those 22 innings, he was charged with 10 earned runs. Boy, there was a time when this guy was one of the top relievers in the game. Backhanded by Zobrist. And the Royals almost turn 2, but it gets away from Hosmer.
That should have been a double play ball. That throw from Escobar, not very good. I don't know, but this Hosmer usually picks him.
He's
over there.
A Gold Glover at first. He's only made a handful of errors in his career.
Let's take a look. It was hit hard, and Zobrist did a nice job to backhand it and just give that flip. Good flip. Comes across the bag, and he tried to put something. Oh, now wait, that
wasn't
ball
in
didn't
the dirt.
hit. No, it was not. I don't know if it handcuffed Hosmer over there. I thought it was in the dirt originally. Well, he laid way back, where he had it, and not go out to get it. It looked like. So he caught it off the side, not out in front. So he never did really catch it.
Hosmer's only committed 3 errors and over 1,200 chances this year.
I mean, what can you say? This guy normally picks everything in sight, so you expect him to make that play. Well, it should have been a double play ball. Good breaking ball. That's when he was with Detroit, it seems like that's all he ever threw was his slider.
Well,
rarely would you see a fastball.
Yeah, remember early in his career when he was with the Yankees and he was in that setup role, he was just dominant.
Well, and then
what do we do with him? Is he a starter? Is he a reliever?
Right, that's what happened. They didn't know whether they wanted to start him. He had some arm problems. You go from where he was a very good bullpen guy to going out starter. He lost velocity on a lot of his pitches. He went from like 96 down to 92 when he turned into a starter. So it changed in a hurry.
He's forever immortalized here in Cleveland as one of the central figures in the bug game. They're 2-1. That's foul. Cody Allen is up, so is Kyle Crockett. Runner goes, and the pitch is outside. Throw down. Good throw, but gets away from Escobar, and down to third goes Almonte. I meant good throw in the sense that it was there. Might have been a little short. And that's why Escobar couldn't get a glove on it.
Well, let's take a look at it. Almonte with a pretty good jump. Perez comes up and throws into the runner. is what it was.
Yeah.
You know, he was afraid to go in there with that momentum coming at him. You can get clipped pretty good if you're a fielder there and go after that ball. So he tried to catch it. Didn't do it. It'll go as an error, a stolen base and an error. Kansas City will bring the infield in.
Mike Aviles pops one back out of play. Aviles walked in the second. He walked in the fourth. Scored both times. Then he doubled with one out in the sixth and was stranded ultimately at third base.
Yeah, Mike has had a very good night. Had a beautiful play.
He went after it, and he's a strikeout victim. 2 down.
He didn't want to. He wanted to get that guy in from third base and just couldn't help himself. That one not close. He ends up couldn't check it.
Top of the order. Jason Kipnis is 1 out of 3 on the night. Drove in a run with a 2-out RBI single in the second. And that was big because, as we always say, you get that first one.
Well,
and then what happens? The next guy up, Lindor, he drives 2 in.
That was a huge inning right there because he had 2 outs, nobody on. So you're right. That first one kept it going. They put a 3 spot on the board, and it's been that way ever since. Get them early in the game, you get the lead, and you guys, it would surprise me, Andre, and you were talking the other night about 3 innings, these two teams, when you get the lead after 3.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thinking, wow, that's really shortening it up. What are they going to say after 1 from now on?
Well, we already know that when the Indians score first, they're 44-14.
Yeah, they're looking for 45 today. But I like this, the number where you get your starter 4 runs. And they had your starter 4 runs in the second inning. So you had a pretty good feel.
Kipnis called out on strikes. That ends the inning. We'll go to the 9th.
Royals back here at the desk along with Jensen. I'm Alan. Boy, Jensen, Francisco Lindor tonight, 3 for 4, 4 runs batted in. I guess you were right. He's the impact Indian tonight.
Well, the debate is on for Rookie of the Year. That's for darn sure. If Houston keeps going the way they do and the Indians do, it's going to be neck and neck all the way down to the last weekend of the season.
All right, make sure you join us for Indians Live coming up after the ball game tonight, brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Let's go back upstairs. Here is Matt and Rick, fellas.
Thanks, guys. And you're right, Lindor has done his part. He continues to get better, continues to put up big numbers, clutch hits, great defense. Right now it's Cody Allen coming on to try and finish this game off for the Indians. 63rd appearance of the year, and he's got the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Kansas City. Not a safe situation, but it tells you Terry Francona wants this game badly and doesn't want to take any chances. He had it set up that way when Salazar went 7. He pitched Shaw in the 8th.
Yeah, well, it's time for Cody to get some work anyway.
Kendry Morales to lead it off is 1 for 3 on the night. Fouled out of play. Swung out and missed. A high heater. Threw it by him. It's 0-2. Oh, what a breaking ball. Strikes him out.
Well, I come back. Here's the good curveball, and Morales just gives up on it. You can see it drops right into the strike zone. He knows it. Gomes knows it. First out.
10th strikeout for Indians pitching. Nice play by Kipnis from the outfield grass, and he throws him out 2 away. $11,103 here tonight. Hoping to see the Indians make it 2 out of 3 against the Royals with 1 more to go tomorrow night. Up and away, ball 1. Left center, that's going to get down and go to the wall. Big Salvador Perez will lumber into second base with a double, his 4th hit in the series. And with 2 outs, it keeps the inning alive for Kansas City. Alex Rios, 1 for 3 on the night, will be the batter. Buckled him with a breaking ball, strike 1. Rios had the first hit of the game back in the 3rd inning. Then he was robbed of a hit by Lindor in the 5th. Swung out and missed. Another good curveball. It's 0-2. The pitch in the dirt. Salvador Perez, the runner at second base with 2 away. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out to end the game. The Indians get back to 500 once again. 72 and 72 on the year. Danny Salazar goes 7 strong to get his 13th win as the Indians beat the Royals 5-1. They've won 2 out of 3 with the series finale coming tomorrow night. Indians pitching just sensational tonight. 11 strikeouts in all. And offensively, what can you say about Francisco Lindor? What more can we say about Lindor?
Well, it was fun to watch. He got it started early. They were shut out yesterday, but in the first inning, Lindor comes back, gets them on the board. They have a big second inning and turned it over to Salazar, and it was fun to watch. So now they're 2-1. They got a chance to win the series. They're out of 4-game series. They've been outstanding. They're 5-1-2 this year in 4-game series. So they got a chance to win their 6th. That's hard to do.
5-1 is the final tonight. We'll have some final thoughts right after this.